Latify allows you fine-grained control over how you want your phone to send location updates to Google Latitude. Latify does this using profiles. So the profiles can be accessed in 3 different ways from the home screen. First one is by using the menu, clicking on profiles. We can also click the profile icon here, pressing, and it will show up the profile screen. Or we can use a plus button here and select profiles. So 3 ways to load up the profile screen. As you can see on the top of the screen, we have 3 different profiles that Latify ships with. We have the driving profile, we have the homework profile, and we have the traveling profile. Clicking on one of these icons selects that particular profile, and Latify starts using it. For each profile, there are a number of settings that we can configure. So if I take, for example, the driving profile, I have set the location polling interval to 30 seconds. What this means is this is the interval which is used by your phone to detect your location via GPS or Wi-Fi 3G. So every 30 seconds the phone will look up my location and forward it to Google Latitude. The second option is a minimum distance that we can set, which is currently disabled, but what we can do here is we can select, for example, 100 meters, which means that if a location, a new location is found by the phone, which is less than 100 meters away from my previous location, the phone will not update that location to Google Latitude. So this is kind of a minimum distance setting that you can specify. There's also an accuracy setting that you can specify. Now the accuracy setting is to avoid low accuracy locations coming in via the phone. So for example, I can set this to 200 meters, meaning that when the phone receives a location update with an accuracy which is less than 200 meters, so for example, let's say you get a location that's has a 500 meter accuracy, that location update will be ignored by the phone. So I'm going to disable it. The third option is a fallback for when the GPS is disabled. So I'm currently on the driving profile, meaning that as you can see from the GPS icon here, every 30 seconds Latify is checking my location. As I'm indoors, obviously it will not find the location, but what this option allows you to do is that when you have disabled the GPS on your phone, you can have this profile use Wi-Fi or 3G for location updates. So this option is only useful when your GPS is disabled. For each of the settings, there's a help icon which explains the setting in more detail. Okay, the fourth option, use only Wi-Fi 3G for location updates. So obviously under certain conditions you don't want to use your GPS. So when enabling this option, Latify will not use the GPS for location updates, but will solely rely on Wi-Fi or 3G for location updates. So it forces Latify to use the Wi-Fi radio or cell tower triangulation for location updates. It will never use the GPS when this setting is enabled. We can also specify a fallback when the GPS times out. So for example, I'm indoors here. What I can do is I can configure Latify to give up after 2 attempts, and then it will do a fallback using Wi-Fi 3G. So as you can see, I have an interval set to 30 seconds. So what this setting will do is after 1 minute, meaning that there have been 2 polling intervals using GPS, it will do a fallback to Wi-Fi. It will keep the GPS radio on, so the next Location updates will again be using GPS. Another option is the way, defines the way that we sync the locations to Google Latitude. So as you can see, I have set it to always, meaning that regardless of whether I'm connected via Wi-Fi or 3G, it will always push my location to Google Latitude. Another option is the Wi-Fi only option, meaning that we will only send locations to Google Latitude when the phone is connected via Wi-Fi. So this is, for example, useful when traveling abroad and you don't have a roaming data connection, or you don't want to use the roaming data connection. And you can also specify never, meaning that the locations will never be pushed to Google Latitude. Even when the latitude sync is set to always, and for one reason or another the phone is not connected to the internet or it cannot reach the Google Latitude servers, all the locations are stored on your phone and can be synced up later to Google Latitude. Last option is the location republish interval. What this allows you to do is you can set up a timer, basically, let's say every 3 hours. I can disable the polling altogether, and what this will do is it will republish my last known location every 3 hours. So this is kind of a passive setting, meaning that the phone will not actively search for new locations, but the phone will instead just republish your last known location. Each of these settings can be configured for each profile. So for example, the driving profile I can set to 30 seconds, the home profile I can set to 30 minutes, configure it to only use Wi-Fi. The traveling profile can be set to, for example, only sync with latitude when connected via Wi-Fi. So, and the help icons, of course, obviously help you with understanding these settings a bit better. Latify also ships with widgets to switch polling profiles very easily. And these polling profiles can also be automated using third-party applications like Tasker or Local.